episode 2 of 2x 90 days. Only this season is a little bit different because we're going from $0 to $10,000 in 90 days. And if we can't hit it, if I can't help him reach $10,000 of revenue, then I have to donate $10,000 to charity. And when my wife found out, she wasn't the happiest about that. So we just got to make him a lot of money. So jumping right in, Clark, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Yeah.
Cool. Did
Yeah.
I want to go over this homework, but did any questions you want to dump from our last meeting that kind of came up? Things you want to make sure we answer today?
No. I mean, I
No.
signed up
Cool.
my mom and dad, so
Whoa, hang
yep.
on. So we had homework. We got your mom and dad signed up, and we collected some money.
Yep.
They give you cash.
Check.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh. He says he said they give you cash. He says check.
Yeah.
You're such a boomer, Clark. You're like a boomer stuck in a 20-year-old's body.
18-year-old's body. Yeah.
Boomer sooner, am I right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so we collected them. Can you tell me the terms of that? Like, so you signed up mom, you signed up dad. What was the like what are you doing for them? What's the price point, etc.
So we haven't really figured out our offer yet, so I kind of
Okay.
told them. So, um, I I'm like, I'll get you some qualified leads off of Facebook ads, and they
Okay.
already have the Facebook ad manager, so it's already set up.
Okay.
Created their offer, their avatar, all that stuff they need. Got some ads out, and for my mom, it's $500 a month, which I know
How
is on
much?
the cheap. $500. It's on the
Okay.
cheap side.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
uh, but
All right.
because she's just starting out, kind of, it's probably 5K a month for her business, I think, or maybe 10K. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So it's built up. Then Husky Turf, my dad, it's 1,500 a month. So
Nice.
yeah,
Awesome. And what are they? Have you did you get a chance to talk to them about how much they'd be willing to spend on ads
kinda. Yeah, I think we plan on like 1,500 a month, somewhere
for
around
both
there.
for both
Yeah,
of
a
them?
thousand to 1,500. Yeah,
Okay. It's
yeah,
like 1K to 1,500 for ad spend. Nice, man.
yep. They don't mind.
So
Yeah,
yeah, okay. So our goal of hitting 10K a month, we are now at 2K, and I didn't do anything. So I
yeah,
gotta I gotta get my butt working. That's good. Okay. So we got our feet wet. We got our first customers. That's good. A little bit of a cheat code because your parents both own businesses. But from here
yeah.
forward, now we're gonna have to probably go find people outside of our normal network. So just to recap from our last meeting, right? So obviously we learned you're in Oklahoma. We learned you want to start an ad agency. We actually talked about how you closed down your last business that got all the way up to $6,000 or $7,000, but just a lot of constraints there. We went through your different skills to confirm if a marketing agency was the right business. We talked about your long term skills. Uh, we talked about your avatar and who you want to work with, and we really kind of honed in on house cleaning, weed control, lawn care, pool cleaning. They have very similar sales cycles. They have very similar avatars in their own businesses. A lot of overlap there. It's not like you're working with a pest control business and a nuclear power plant. That would just be it'd be like running two different businesses basically. So this makes sense. Plus, a little cheat code: your mom has a house cleaning business, your dad has a pool cleaning business. So, or I'm sorry, your dad has a lawn care business, excuse me,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah,
had done pool cleaning. Yeah.
yeah.
We talked about the exact offer, just like what we want to do from a deliverable. So today, what we're going to need to do is probably sit down and decide, okay, what is our actual offer? How are we going to offer our services to people? And then you had some homework and you did it. We talked about signing up your mom or your dad and collecting some money. You ended up doing both. So now today, we need to figure out, right? So there's, of course, different parts of your business, right? There's lead generation, there's lead nurture, there's sales. I spelled nurture wrong. Nurture, there we go. Sales, fulfillment, resell slash retention. So for you, retention is gonna be huge, and then operations, and you can even argue like AI is part of that now. Okay, so these are the parts of a business. What we need to do before anything else is figure out your lead generation, and the reason is without any new leads, you don't really have any leads to nurture. You don't have anybody to sell. You don't really have anybody to fulfill on. You don't have any resell. You don't have a retention. Could make the argument we probably need to figure out fulfillment too, because obviously your parents gave you money. We need to do something with that money. But I think today we're going to knock out lead generation stuff, unless you're like, hey, I need fulfillment. I made promises and I don't know how to keep those. So you tell me, what do you want?
Um, I would say I kind of want to figure out the offer,
Yeah. Okay.
so that we can figure out from there.
All right. So lead generation it is.
Yeah.
So when we're generating leads, few different ways to do this. Okay, and I'm just going to give you some high level stuff first, and then this will help us decide what we're gonna break down and what we're gonna get into. So when we get into this, a couple different ways, right? So obviously, the same way you're running ads for your customers, right? We can run ads. We can also do outreach. We can, I mean, let's say this in a different way. We do inbound, which would be ads, right? You're running an ad and these people are coming to you. We can do outbound, right? We can push or we can pull. I know you've run some ads for your pool cleaning business. Have you ever done anything that's outbound related? I mean, you outbounded your parents, to be fair, but have you done any other outbound?
No, not really. No.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two entirely different things would need different offers. Do you have a lean towards which one of these two you think is a better fit for you right now for this business?
For right now, I would say likely outbound.
Cool.
Um, but if we're gonna do different, like, I don't know what we're gonna do. So if we do like one service per city, so like say we want to do house cleaning,
Hmm.
Oklahoma, and then we want to do it, and then Dallas, probably to do some, uh, what's it called? Some inbound, some ads,
Yeah,
to
run some
get
ads for
them. Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, let's look it up on because one of the constraints too when we're going from 0 to 10K is, it's not like you got $1 million in the bank or it's like, hey, I could just go blow a bunch of money on ads.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, you probably could spend a little bit of money on ads. I think you've got some money saved, but outbound is more of it's really just a function of time, right? Because there's no cost to it. I mean, there's marginal costs. Whereas inbound, the constraint is money, right? Because you have to go put out money to get people to come inbound to you. So the main difference between these two, other than what I just mentioned here, is also going to be the offer. Because what you're gonna the things you can do and make offers from an inbound standpoint, I actually think you can. I think you can make better offers when we're outbounding, and the reason is you can make them custom. You can make them to people you actually want to work with. Whereas inbound, yes, you're going to talk to a specific avatar, but it's not like you can promise everybody under the sun the same outcome because I mean, you might be talking to 1,500 people at once. I don't know
Yeah.
you. I can't make you anything specific. But if I go find somebody, I'm like, yeah, I see this business and I can do something very specific for them. So um, let's talk about some offers we can make for them.
Okay.
So what we'll call this loops to close. Loops to close. We'll say what the offer is. So this is going to be our goal today. What the offer is, how we'll make offers. So like what is our outbound flow, and then who to outbound, and then target before next meeting, aka this will be homework. All right. So these are the things we got to cross off the list. Cool. Let's nail down who is technically going to be two parts. It's kind of like avatar, and then where are they? Let's just tie up the loose ends on avatar because we basically did that yesterday. So let me copy my notes from over here. All right, so we said what? Whoops, what just happened? There we go. Actually, let's take all of these. There we go. Okay, so we talked about getting people, whether they've tried ads or not. I don't know that we're as concerned about that. I'm actually going to cross this out, but do we still feel on the same page? Having a sales team for these businesses down here probably isn't the most important, but it's the fact that they have a proven sales process.
Okay.
So question before I go off the deep end here, we still feel good about these three businesses?
Yeah.
Okay. And because we're doing outbound, we can really actually pick all of them. Inbound, we'd probably have to pick one just so we can say, hey, house cleaning businesses, hey, pool cleaning businesses. But for outbound, you can go after whoever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, they have a sales process. Is there maybe like a target or like a current revenue? Like define like the
How much
perfect
they're
business that
making?
you could work with. Yeah, like how much money are they making right now per year or per month?
I would say 500K on the minimum, like the low end, and then maybe like 1.5 million a year, somewhere
Yeah,
around
okay.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. A lot of great businesses in there. And they already have a CRM. I think that's a good distinction. To be fair, I don't think there's going to be many businesses in this range that don't already have a CRM. So it's those two things are kind of inclusive.
Okay.
Have they run ads before?
Yeah, it'd be nice if
Maybe.
they did, like, so they have the ads manager all up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I play devil's avocado to that?
Yeah.
I don't. It's almost. I don't know if. Are you saying it's nice for them to have that because it'd be then it's already set up for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes like all of probably 5 minutes to set that up for them.
Okay.
So if anything, you get to do something that takes you 5 minutes. To them, that would have taken many hours, and you can kind of have an arbitrage there. I would actually argue it's probably better if they didn't.
Okay.
I was gonna say maybe better if they didn't. Sweet. Oops. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm good with that. So,
It,
Avatar's good.
okay.
Next, we're gonna go up to the top. So, what do we want to offer these people? Now, there's actually gonna be two layers to your offer because you're doing outbound. So, the first layer, layer number one, is the like lead magnet offer. So, what am I gonna make? What is the offer I'm gonna make in my outbound messages to get them to respond to me? Right? Goal equals response. Layer number two equals your money offer. Thing they give me money for. Hey, we can actually, it doesn't even really matter the order we figure this out because these go in tandem. But let's just riff on this. What are some things that you think you could do for them, whether it's for free or your main offer, that would get them excited? Like, what are the outcomes they want? And I know we talked
Um,
about this a little last week,
yeah.
but we're going to really refine it now.
So like what I could control, I could do the Facebook ads. They get qualified leads, and instead of just like junk leads that just come in at $2 a cost per lead, we could do where the form fills, where there's like multiple questions that really qualify them, and once they enter all those, then they're pretty qualified, and
Yeah.
we can kind of sell them on that.
Awesome. I think that's really good. Okay. So the big thing we can then sell them on is just the ability to get more leads, right? Okay. What if anything could we do as a lead magnet to get them to want to have a conversation with us about this? Like what value could we give to them before they give us any money?
Um, I don't know, maybe. Uh, I don't know.
Well,
Uh, not sure.
think on it.
If they did Facebook ads, you could look at their Facebook ads and like see,
Okay.
you know, how they're doing and maybe like an audit, like how you can improve.
Yeah.
If they didn't have it though, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Uh,
No,
yeah.
that's really good, and that's why I asked you because that wasn't even on my head.
Okay.
So, do you know how you would do that?
How I would audit or
Yeah.
look at the Facebook ads library and
There you go.
search for their
Yes.
name. So
So we can just go over to. I'm literally just gonna type in ads library, meta ads library. Right, we can go find their business. So maybe you can go find. I don't know. What's our customers, right? We can go in, look at their ads. We can just record our screen and say, hey, you guys are doing this, that, and the other thing. Here's some things that would work a little bit better.
yeah.
We do a full audit for them. So that's one. What else could we do? What about somebody who's not running ads?
Um, I don't know.
Think outside the box. Maybe it's not something that's running ads for them, but maybe it's just like something of value.
Um,
What about maybe building them a landing page?
yeah. Or I was thinking, I've been actually building like an agent off of Claude about social media, like a social media agent that posts weekly for my mom and dad. So
Great.
that could be, yeah.
Okay, so maybe does that agent create posts or does it schedule posts? What does that agent do?
It creates and schedules.
Creates and schedules. That's
Yeah.
sweet, man. Maybe you can reach out to them and say, "Hey, I created these posts for you. Um, I'd love to create some more. Would this be helpful? Let me know what you
Yeah.
think." Just
Yeah.
something as simple as that. So that could be one outbound strategy. So I think we're all right. So let's start. Outbound lead magnets. Let's start taking some notes here and see if we can come up with stuff we like. So the first one would be social media posts done for you already. So that's one. All right, we could just spin off a site form because we can literally just go into Claude and say, hey, here's the business, here's the context, here's the type of landing page I want. Can you make this for me? So we can make them a live landing page. We can even put it on a simple like Cloudflare dev site. Like
Okay.
we do that as lead magnets for people all the time. And then we can even run like a full report for them. Let me pull up. Actually got some examples of this really quick. Actually, I think you'll like this. Give me just a second. Here we go. You can put together a whole like deck too. So this is something we've done in the past for people that book calls with us. So we'll put together a whole deck that kind of runs through, right? So we just build a skill that does this. So it's like, hey, here's how we'd run ads in your market. This actually opens up straight to some mocked up ads that got done for them. Then we say, here's kind of like a little math calculator. So it's like, hey, if we book this number of appointments, what do it look like for you? What else we do? Some next steps with us. So this is basically a full pitch deck, but even just doing this part for them, it's like, hey, I saw you're not running ads. Here's what I do for you if you want to check it out. And even showing them like some expected math. I'd love to have a conversation with you about it. Find another deck because this one's actually somewhat incomplete, I feel like. Yeah, here's one. You'll know Caleb. I made this one for him as like a test.
Okay.
And so it's a little more in depth. So we did some market research for him. These are guys that are in his area doing the same thing, and he knew exactly who these guys were. So it's actually linked to their Meta ads and their Google ads, so he can check those out. Mocked up some ad concepts for him, right? And we did, to be honest, AI just did these. I didn't even look at them. So you can make a skill that does pretty well. This actually pulled from his Google business profile, so it pulled real reviews and then just mocked them up as ads. Then we took his site and then we had Claude build another site. In fact, if you open it, it is running live and works. There's even a fully functional chat bot on here. The response right away. So yeah, I'm looking for house washing. Does a soft watch. We said a free quote. Yes, book my free quote. Cool. So what's your first name? Yeah. So that all works. And the nice thing is this is SEO friendly. It also loads faster than his site. Yeah, math in here as well. Other things that were not fully set up on a site, so he didn't have a privacy policy, which is you gotta be careful there. Obviously, no meta retargeting pixel was set up on there. That's huge because you can literally just scrape somebody's website and then based on the inspection of it. So if I go to inspection, you're able to pretty easily tell if there's a meta pixel in the header or footer.
Okay.
And I'm not telling you to manually do that. You can have like AI just scrape it really easily. So yeah, what if I, instead of me going off the deep end and explaining that, why don't I just give you that skill?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because then what we can do is just with some simple inputs, right? So skill, you just need you need owner's name, business name, and ideally the location, just so that it can, because there's let's say it's like, Joe's AC. Well, there's a lot of Joe's ACs, but there's probably only one Joe's AC in Edmonton, Oklahoma, for example, right? If you have these three things, you plug it into that skill, and it will actually pump out this level of asset. Then we can basically reach out to people and say, hey, I put this together for you. Check it out. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So I'm gonna.
It's easy too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put together homework. So this is the first time I'm going to leave with homework, which I don't like. But Trevor, send, go away. There we go. Send, wow, asset. That's what we call it internally. To Clark. Okay, great. So I think we have figured out, just to be 100%, like, you feel good about good about that offer, that outbound offer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So outbound offer, then money offer. So we've got this nailed down. Next, probably need to figure out our funnel strategy too, to be fair. Right? So once they have, and even part of that's going to be our messaging strategy. So let's do those now as well. I feel bad. Normally I'm asking you more questions. I feel like today I'm going to
Just
be
telling
just
me.
bossing you around, telling you what to do. So, so let's
Hey,
talk a little bit about funnel strategy. So
okay.
obviously, if we're doing outbound, we're going to figure out exactly where, but we're going to basically send some type of message. And let's draw this way, actually. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Okay, so DM, make that smaller. Make this smaller too. Okay, so we'll do a DM. Obviously, the goal then is to get a reply. Then, based on that reply, we're going to do everything in our power to create value / intrigue. Once we've created that value and intrigue, we are going to push to a call. I think for right now, I'll probably have you a 1-call close because doing a bunch of stuff in the DMs and then 2-call close is just kind of arduous. So we'll do 1-call close, and then get client results. All right. So this all makes sense. So
Yeah.
start with some type of message or DM, and this can be. This can also be call, email, anything outbound.
Okay.
All right. Then we need to get some type of conversation, create value, eventually push to a call. On that call, we're going to 1-call close and then go get that client results. Good with that?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So that's our funnel strategy. What we really need to do then is work on this part right here. So what is our opening message going to be? And then what is our script going to be that creates that intrigue and pushes to a call? This right now is going to be the most important part. Cool?
Mhm. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So let's go back up to where we were. So we've got funnel strategy down. We will need to do our messaging strategy. Let's see how we'll make offers. We'll decide that in a second. We've already done this. Our avatar. Okay. Now let's decide. I don't know. You pick. What do you want to decide next?
I was thinking, what do you think about just doing one service business? So like, only house cleaning or only pool cleaning. All that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Per
decide?
per area.
So kind of going back to that avatar. So when you say only one, like, tell me more.
So you do one house cleaning business, their ads, and one service area. So like, say they do all of Oklahoma, you just do that one house cleaning place or business, and then you go to Tulsa and do one house cleaning, and then just move around. But I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. So that kind of loops into the creating scarcity, where we say, and that's actually, I think you probably know this, but that's actually what we do in our business. So we work with one industry per region, and our regions are not like, so we wouldn't do like the whole Dallas metro. We actually do it by zip codes. So if we're already working with your trade or your offer type in that region, we can't sell it to you because
Okay.
our system is so powerful that it would be they'd be fighting each other, to say the least, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't be fair. So we just go in, they check their region, right? So I live in here, I'll give you a Florida zip code 34240. Check my region. I got to put in which one I am. So let's say I'm doing put in other. I'll do pool cleaning, and this thing will actually check based off that. Whoops, I missed it. It's funny. Right as I put that in, I got a call from a Florida number. This thing's watching me. So it'll check that area, pool cleaning. We'll see. Yep, it's available, and then they'll put in their info. So obviously this is a little bit more of an inbound flow. But maybe we just spin off a website for you too. That'll probably be
Yeah.
next week, right? So we can build that as well. Let me get some of this out of the way.
I do feel like I could do better at fulfilling, possibly. I would like to get like very confident in it. So, because I feel like adding a bunch of customers before I get proof up isn't right. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to say it again? I kind
I
of.
feel like I want to build up proof, or at least know that I'm
Yeah.
doing the right thing for the companies. So.
Yeah. I'm with you there. So we gotta, and we can even make that into our messaging where it's like, hey, I've already done this in my own business. Now I'm starting to do it for others. I really want to over deliver for 2 or 3 people, and undercharge, over deliver. Is that something you'd be open to? I actually already put together this awesome resource for you. We'll probably use that as some of our messaging.
Okay.
Um, right on. So I'll even write that down. So I'll just say, hey, I. Well, we'll work on this second because there's a bit of a template to how we do that. Okay, so let's figure out then. I think we can figure out our money offer. So I think that's probably the next thing we can nail down. It's this guy here. So let's say we've sent them this wow asset. They go, holy cow, I really want to. That's interesting. That's cool. I want to get in a call with you. We get in a call. What's the thing we're offering on a call?
Uh, Probably the qualified lead, right?
Yeah,
Or yeah, yeah.
qualified leads. Cool. And we can talk about how we word that. Uh, how much we want to charge?
I don't know. You said 2,500 last call, so and I mean it depends on the value I'm giving, so maybe
Yeah,
more. So
yeah. I think that's a really good starting point. I think the retainer is relatively simple too. There's a lot of other ways we can price, whether it's as a percentage of ad spend, as a you know uh, per outcome you get this. They take a lot of back end arithmetic. I think there's just something to be said for very straightforward. Hey, I'm gonna do this for you. You're gonna pay me this price. You can walk away at any time, right? So we can put here
okay,
like no contract. I think this is a good offer though.
okay. So don't
So
be like, if you want 40 qualified leads a month, I'll do 1,500, and then if you want 80, we'll do 2,500. Don't do something like that.
yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards this right now. But
Okay.
if we want to tie pricing to an outcome, that can be a great option later. So an example of doing that would be, X leads for 1,500, Y leads for 2,500, Z leads for 3,500. Right, that would just be an example of it. So like X might be 50, Y might be 100, Z might be 200, just as an example, right? The problem with doing it this way, though, is then they're going to scrutinize every single lead, where when you're running meta ads, you're going to get good leads, you're going to get bad leads, you're going to get great leads. Pricing per lead on a lower intent platform like Meta, probably not the best.
Okay.
You could do per booked call that way, or per meeting, but these pool cleaners, these like businesses like that, it's not really like a sales call funnel. It's kind of just like they just book it and come. Yeah,
Yeah.
like picture like a detailer, right? Like they're not going to go through like a 2 call sales process. They see an ad that does car detailing and they just sign up. So cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. So I think we got our money offer. And we'll talk a little bit more about how we word that, but we're just don't want to put the cart before the horse. So offer is good. Now, we even know who to outbound. So then the question becomes, where are they? And when I say where are they, what I'm really asking is, where do we want to outbound these people? And I'll give you some options. And so we can do social media in the DMs. We can do cold calling. We can do cold email. That's kind of your big three. I mean, there's others, but which of these jumps out at you? Which one do you want to eliminate? What are you thinking?
I think social media and cold email would be the easiest, but whatever converts highest. Cold
Yep.
calling, I don't know if I'm the best on the script, but the more I go over the script, the better. Or like the structure of how the call should go. Um, but
Yeah. Let me give you my 2 cents on that. So,
yeah,
not the best at cold calling. And what I would say to that is, yet. Of course, you're not the best. You don't have a ton of reps at it. But one of the best ways to become better at sales is outbound. It
okay,
is like the best sales reps I've learned, or the best sales reps I've learned, the best sales reps I've worked with got good from getting a lot of outbound reps. So I wouldn't shy away from it. Um,
okay,
the mentality is not how many sales can I get today. That's wrong. It's how many no's can I go get today? Right? This is the wrong mentality. Okay. So I would argue we should do these two. I think cold email, unless you're just like an absolute assassin copywriter, it's hit or miss. I don't know. We can bolt it on. I'm just not a big fan. But I think we start here. I think what we do is we find a list of, say, 100 business owners. And the number is kind of arbitrary, but list of 100 business owners. And we find, to be on this list, here's what we need. We need to find their Google business profile. So you can probably scrape off of this. Then their Instagram account. And their phone number. Then what we'll do with this information is, step 1 is we'll create the WOW asset. Step 2, my dog's about to lose his mind because my wife just got home. Can you hear him barking?
Barely.
Barely? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll create the WOW asset. We'll send it to them via DM. And we can send it to them via email as well.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to call them daily until we connect.
And do you call it a
Basically,
business number or?
Either one. I mean, if in a perfect world, we'd find their cell phone, and there's tools you can use to scrape that information. But I would start with the business number.
Okay.
It's maybe not the best way to get off with somebody if you're like, hey, I scraped the internet and found your cell phone, and that's why I'm calling you here. If it's out there and they have it, I mean, great. But so anyways, what do you think of this strategy?
I like it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Build the WOW asset whenever you get the information, the phone number and stuff.
Yep.
Call until they connect. Yeah. And when I do like a Zoom call, like a video call, or
Yeah, in a perfect world you would, but honestly, you don't need to. And if for example, you don't have Zoom set up or it's on a free plan, it's not working as well, you can also do Google Meet. Or quite frankly, for these more service type business owners, just getting on a call is just as fine. I think I wouldn't worry about getting them on Zoom. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. So, yeah, okay, cool. I think so. We figured out there's a lot of stuff to cover in 30 minutes. This is good.
Yeah.
Hang on. So we have how we'll make offers. So we have our outbound flow. That's good. Where they are, I mean, they're gonna have a Google business profile and social media account. We've already set our target before next meeting. That's that 100. What are we missing? So now we just got to do the messaging strategy. So let's really map this out because I want to be intentional here. We basically want to write a script. So the different scripts we need, and you're allowed to. When I say script, think more of like a syntax.
like
this
a
is
framework.
like a framework I want to follow. Great job there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need one for the outbound messages, and this will be the DM and the email. Then we're gonna need one for the back and forth replies, and then we're gonna need one for the call. Outbound message. If we could just spend time making a killer opening DM and email, that would probably be one of the more valuable things we can do. Back and forth, I can actually knock out for you really quick. Generally, you want to go something like this. So you want to go, let's just do this right now. So outbound email /DM script. They'll be formatted slightly different whether you're doing outbound email or DM, but it's the same concept. So first, killer opening message that creates intrigue and invites response. So that's the first one. Second, when they respond, open loop with question that's easy to answer. And I'm going to go back and give an example on this in just a second. Then when they basically give their answer, we do what's called create intrigue, invite help, and then 4 push to call /book. So let me walk you through what this might look like. This works in pretty much every business. To prove that, I'll even just give like a weight loss example just to prove how universal this example is. So killer opener message. So I'd say, Hey, I just put together this. Hang on, give me just a second. I gotta.
Okay.
And we're back. Okay. Say, hey, I just put together this free training on how to lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days. Would that be helpful? Like we're basically like the goal with this first message is just to get them to say yes.
Okay.
Then when they open up, cool. Just so I can get you the right stuff. What has been so we're here, right? So what would you say has been the hardest part of losing weight? Like, has it been the eating, workouts, something else? And then say, oh, it's the eating. Oh man, I have a ton of clients who used to struggle with that and actually have that nailed down now. I definitely have some advice for you. If you even want it. I always like to ask before blurting things out. And they're like, yeah, of course I want it. Awesome. Well, instead of me typing out a million paragraphs, it might just be easier jumping a quick call. Would 10 or 12 be better for you? See how that kind of flow goes through? So
Yeah.
what we're going to do is I'm going to challenge you. I want you to write this. And I'm just going to, between now and our next call, you're going to write a sample back and forth. Once you really nail that killer message, right? So in that killer message, offer something of value. This will actually be your wow asset, so you can just link it. Instead of being like, hey, I made this thing, you say, hey, I made this for you. I've also, and then probably like, I've got something else as well. Would this help? Goal is reply yes. Okay. So I want you to crush this, write the rest of the script, and then by say end of day today or maybe tomorrow, I want you to send that to me so I can redline it. Cool.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back down to our homework now. Okay. So I'm gonna send you the skill for this. We're gonna dump that for later. So give me just a second. Next time. Okay, so here's what we got. I need to send you the skill that creates those wow assets. That's good. There's gonna probably be a little bit of wiring you need to do because it basically like triggers off of an inbound form. You're just gonna manually use it. So just let me know if you need any like technical help with that. We can go over that in the next call if we need to. And you're gonna write that outbound script for me to review. So send to Trevor to review by end of Thursday, let's say, at the absolute latest, ideally just today. Then I want you to go find a list of 100 business owners to reach out to. They need all three of these: Google Business Profile, Instagram account, phone number. Then you're going to send to them wow asset. You're going to send it via DM and email, and then you are going to call them daily until you connect with them. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you thinking that only doing ads for one service is best, or doing ads for different types of services that are kind of like similar is best?
I think right now, if you pick the one you're most interested in, it's probably the best, just because then you can really tailor that asset that you're building for them.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I do this for pool cleaning business, or I really do this well for landscaping businesses. So I do that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my answer to that.
Yeah, I like house cleaning because it's like the same offer all the time. But
Yeah.
the weed control, it's seasonal, and then you go to Christmas lights, and then it's a lot more work. So
Yeah, I think you're right. Awesome, man. Cool.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
So list like 100 businesses around just almost the whole United States for like the cleaning industry?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Just go find 100 businesses that you'd be happy to work with.
Okay. And do I actually contact them or?
Hell yeah, you actually contact them.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Should my fulfillment, like my proof, I feel like my proof isn't there yet. Is that something I just build my confidence in, or?
Yeah, I mean, you can't get proof until you work with people, right?
Yeah.
And you've got proof in other categories. Right? You have run ads for your own business and did well with that. You're now going to be running them for your parents, and we're going to make sure you do well with that. And I'm going to be here to help you as well too, so you can kind of lean on some of my experience. But yeah, you got to just lean on the confidence that you're going to do everything in your power to kick butt for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Cool.
right.
Any other
Cool.
questions?
No, and then if somebody's like super interested, first off, I'm gonna send you the messaging and stuff, and then
Hmm.
we'll get that all reviewed, uh, and then get those people, 100 businesses, um, and then will this video be posted today or something so I can review it? Or
Yeah, it. I actually
okay,
I streamed it live, so you'll be able to
okay,
to watch it live.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, all right, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and 2,500. Just as that's just what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can we'll probably work on that in the next because I don't know if between now and the next if you'll have any sales calls
Yeah.
scheduled or not.
Okay.
If you do, honestly, just
Great.
do your best.
All
It
right.
the worst thing in the world is you offer something and they say no, and that's not that bad,
Okay.
right? But then the next things we'll probably need to start working on is refining sales. So, yeah, but
All
this is
right.
great, man. We got more done today than I would have even imagined, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
All right.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
I'll see you on the next one.
Okay. Sounds good, man.
Peace.
Peace.